And I will hit record. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another pre-recorded thing. This time, whoops, hang on. This one's not going to be that bad. Holy crap. This time, we've got a different thingy to go ahead and do. I want to do that quick. And then I want to pop all of these back on. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to rate another game. This is how I'm going to do these going forward. Well, I still will do the rumination styled reviews uh, in regards to uh, like doing pre-recorded videos. Any game that I cannot stream but I really want to talk about and rate, I am just going to go ahead and use this format and do that. This is the way I want to do this because I feel as though I can do this the best. This is the best way I can do this. So I literally just finished Fire Emblem Awakening. As you can see, the credits are currently rolling on my 3DS. As how many times has the lore done that? How many times has the lore done that? But regardless, Donnie still got bronze. Anyways, but regardless of any of that, I have gone through most of the game. The only thing that's literally left is just for the final CG scene to play. And I've seen that scene a bajillion times because every time I've played this game, I have done the Robin ending. So, got my big old notebook here. Here of notes. Just to kind of give you a preview of the video. Which, yes, those will start going live hopefully within the next few weeks. But, yeah. Big old thick stack here. There are notes to go through. So, skipping the first page of notes because that is all literally just behind the scenes stuff and pre-ramble and all that. It is time to rate this sucker. So, let us start with the story positives. As ever, anything that I feel adds to my enjoyment of the game gets a plus. Anything that I think detracts is a negative. Story. Let us go ahead and talk about the intro. Specifically, what I mean by this, of course, is by the intro, of course, is the CG scene that play the pre-title sequence, like the pre-main menu one, and that's what I mean. Lots of great foreshadowing, lots of great visual representation of the story. It is very, very engaging. You can pick out what exactly all is being represented by that intro, in the entire just by watching that intro. You kind of get the idea, you kind of get the mentality of what's going on there. So, yes. So, let's get into some characters, shall we? Crom is 2 pluses to story. Crom's story is incredibly well done, incredibly rich with nuance, and he just feels like the kind of character that I absolutely would love to. He is the kind of Crom. I have his amiibo on my desk. Crom is surprising. Some people call Crom a bland Fire Emblem lord. Allow me to fundamentally disagree. He is complex, and I like his story of overcoming the hardship. Some people say he should have went like completely bloodthirsty power mad during the Plagueia stuff. Allow me to professionally disagree. But yeah. Chrom's story is great. I love his development. He is absolutely 2 pluses to story. Lissa, as much as I tend to not like bratty types, Lissa was just kind of a sweetheart, and that worked for me. A lot of times, she had great story potential, and I think they fulfilled on a lot of what they did with her was actually nice. Robin is 2 pluses to story. Robin's arc is very engaging, and while I do wish some things were done differently, we'll get to that. Robin was definitely a highlight, as it felt like Robin was an actual character, despite being an avatar. In other words, they're not a blank slate. They didn't go full on like the BioWare method where you could just literally craft who your Robin was, but I did enjoy Robin's character, so kudos there. Frederick. Frederick is an interesting character to talk about because Frederick is in the category of I thought I was going to hate him, and then I ended up liking him. It's weird how that works because, in all honesty, I honestly thought that Frederick was going to be one of those characters that I just did not care about, that I just did not want. Like I figured he was going to be one of those get off my screen characters. He was not a get off my screen character at all. I didn't want him off the screen because I wanted him to continue to be on the screen. You know? So that worked. Call me a fanboy if you want. Lucina. In case you require the subtlety of a sledgehammer, Lucina's 3-story positives. Her arc, her development, her drive. There was so much I liked about her, and you know what? It damn rights. She is absolutely one of my favorite Fire Emblem lords of all time. I love Lucina to death. I almost feel like I should do a ranking of the Fire Emblem lords. It'd be interesting to see how I rate those characters. Next, Sully and Virion. This boils down to a lot of entertainment value. So a lot of times when I say I'm giving this character a plus or this character a plus, they were entertaining, and I'm not going to shy away from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy crap, I'm already at 12. Oh, so yeah, apparently I'm already there. I guess I'm not too surprised. Emmeryn, 2 pluses. I feel like I don't even really need to justify this one. Emmeryn is very interesting in the fact that she is effectively a pacifist who is not. How do I put this? Emmeryn is not a pacifist who will just get screwed, who will just allow, oh, who will basically allow her kingdom to fall just because uh, just because of stupidity, basically. It's a nice touch. I like Emmeryn. What more can I say? Well, I guess we'll get into that later because I didn't actually chop that down until like the DLCs, I think. But regardless, so here's some more shepherds that I enjoyed, just basically because I like them as characters. Muriel, Sumia, and Kellum. Muriel's intellect is very interesting to me. She comes across as a very she comes across as one of those brainy types, but it feels as though there's more to her than that, even if she doesn't realize there's more to her than that. And that's what I enjoy about her character the absolute most. Because Muriel is interesting in the case of her interactions are very engaging, very potent, and just something I enjoy on a regular basis. So, yeah. Sumia, what can I say? Sumia was is one of those meek ones. In many ways, it almost feels like every Fire Emblem game always has to have that one character, right? That character that's like, "Oh, I'm not that great. I'm not that useful." Meanwhile, if you actually bother to put any time or effort into training them, oh dear God, they become death machines. Florina in Blazing Sword, Amelia in Sacred Stones. Um, I don't know the Tellius games well enough to really comment. Um, uh, you know, Sumia here, Bernadetta in Three Houses, right? It, I I could honestly keep going, but I think you get the point. Kellum, entertainment value. I mean, Kellum's ability to disappear is just something I love. Although I do have to say, poor Kellum. History keeps forgetting him. Literally, unless he is unmarried, his name becomes lost to history, regardless of who he marries. Except for Robin, in which case is then it's just a you know she recorded his name, which I suppose that makes sense. Donnie, or that is to say, Donald. What can I say? Donnie is one. There was just something about the whole country bumpkin thing that I really do love. There's kind of a headcanon slash like fan theory that I have that actually just makes me just made me love Donnie's character so much that it was just great. Speaking of which, I also like his paralogue, Sickle to Sword. Sword. There's just something engaging about the idea of of Donnie just really wanting to save his village and that leading to him becoming a shepherd. There's just something very heartwarming and very engaging about that, and you bet your ass I recruit Donnie on every playthrough. Why wouldn't I recruit my death machine on a playthrough? It'd be like going through a playthrough and not recruiting Bernadetta on Three Houses. And if you want to try and encourage me to do that, all I have to say to that front is, you fucking monster. Sorry, not sorry. Anyways, 9. Okay, so the next one's going to be another plus. Okay, it is going to be another 10. So, so speaking of that, let's just go ahead and say that the chapter Twin Falchions is all, or Two Falchions, is a story plus. It's very simple. It's very eloquent. It gives us some actual insight into how Ragnar Ferox does, and need I say that brilliant CG scene that they just couldn't help but replicate in Warriors. Speaking of that, special boss dialogues. It really does help when you challenge specific characters challenge specific bosses with specific characters. This comes to a head actually in Sibling Blades, where that you have special boss engagement dialogues and special boss ending dialogues, which is something that would also be continued in Faiths. I wish they had done more with it in Fates, but shrug. Uh, Next up, another character that I just enjoy, Longku. I'm just Longku is just is just a fun character, and I love his stoic nature. Need I say more? Next up, we move on to the Exalt and the King. Oops, sorry for mumbling the mic. I really need to get new headphones, a new headset. Anyways, Exalt and the King. I do love basically everything about it. Sure, Crom acts rashly, but I also like that Aversa just looks at that and goes, "No, that was Gangrel's doing, not yours for starting the war." It's a nice little touch. Still debating that. The Mask being sliced, where Marth is revealed to be a woman. Yeah, I enjoy the hell out of that. I enjoy the hell out of that scene. What can I say? There's just something very engaging about that scene, and I love the way Lucina delivers that line, and quite the actress too. Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out until just now. Okay, so in fact, I even wrote that out and literally and literally asked the question. Flexing there, Laura. Next up, Gaius. I don't really feel like I need to explain this one. Gaius is hilarious, and I love the fact that he gets recruited by Candy. Need I say more? uh, yep. Which also leads to, which leads us also to Pane. Pane being the stoic. Oh, hang on. Hello. Sorry about all that. Roommate's grandparents wanted to drop off some cookies. So, where the hell was I before I got interrupted by cookies? Shit, that is a good question. Where the hell was I when I was interrupted by cookies? Alright, well, let's take a look. Hang on. I think I might have screwed this up. Give me 1 second here. I might have miscounted. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 24. 5 and 26. I was in the middle of discussing Pane. That's where I was. Okay, I'll finish Pane and then I'll correct my thing. Where the hell was I? Right. Pane. So, Pane, I love her stoic nature. I love that she feels like a proud warrior, but she also doesn't feel like she allows that to make her a complete and utter bitch. Something I wish her son would would a lesson I wish her son would learn, but we can discuss that later. By the way, I also screwed something up. Because I am missing 2 story positives. Flavia and Basilia. Why did that not add 2 pluses? There. Flavia and Basilio. Sure, Basilio is basically just the big, strong guy, but who's really friendly archetype. And of course, you've got the Amazoness queen, that is Flavia. But I like those those archetypes. So, what can I say? Anyways, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and give a story plus overall to Foreseer. I honestly just feel like the chapter is really good and it establishes a lot of stuff. Even though it gives us one of the biggest points of contention in the entire goddamn game. But we can get into that later. 8, 9. So, yes, the next one is going to be another 10. God, that means we're already at 30 story pluses. And I haven't even gotten very far. Thankfully, I think the story pluses basically slow down past this point. And I am kind of right, because the next one is, of course, the Grim Leal chapter. Which, yeah. Or, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I may be missing something here. Error. I didn't give Cordelia a plus? Fuck that. Cordelia is a plus. She's an entertaining character, and you better frickin' believe I enjoy her arc. Needless to say. Alright. So yeah, the Grim Leal chapter. I don't know, there's just something about it being a nice little break and an introduction to the main villain group of the game that I find it fascinating and engaging, and I love it. So, moving on. Next up is Tharja. Tharja is awesome, and I will not hear otherwise. Guys, she is, to be honest with you, it kind of shows why you gotta actually write a character around the whole obsession with the avatar thing, and not just have obsession with the main character as your gimmick. Right? Which is funny because I can only name one Fire Emblem game that has gotten this wrong, and that is Echoes. But I digress. Also, let's not pretend like Echoes is perfect, because it definitely is not. Now for the big one. Emeren's Sacrifice. There are very few deaths in fiction that get to me. Death in fiction can get to me, but if a death is done badly, and I mean like I'm trying to think of an example, of a good example. The death can't be cheap, and it has to flow naturally from the story. In short, we wanted to be more Wrath of Khan than Ruby Volume 3. And I know that's a weird comparison, Star Trek 2 versus Ruby Volume 3, but it was a very the deaths in each of those respective stories were similar in approach, but the success of it, the success and failure of each one was just blah. So the following chapter, Renewal, showing that Plagia is not completely black and white. Wait, Mustafa is amazing. What more can I say? It's a great chapter, and God, I love how it's programmed too. I mean, don't say her name, right? Just naming that song alone should say everything it needs to, in my opinion. The ladies proposing to Crom. Yes. All of the yes. Those are great scenes. Yes. All right. Next up, you see they're already starting to slow down a little bit. Now I know I say that as I'm sitting at 35 positives here, but regardless. Oh, don't worry about the lack of anything else. You notice gameplay doesn't even have anything either, so that's because I do these in order. So. All right, so some people are gonna are gonna get angry at me, but I am not giving Henry a plus. I am, however, giving the Lucina revealed scene a plus. I just love that entire scene. It just really, really works. I love. Also, I'm gonna say this. Basically, this plus is for localization. I love that they give each of Crom's potential wives personalities as opposed to just having each one go, huh? Like the Japanese version does. I'm not going to get into that. Let's just say there was a Let's Play that I saw that basically called this game a badly localized piece of garbage. That called the localization shit because of that very change. Even though all of the reactions are a lot more reasonable than just, huh? And a lot more realistic while we're on the subject. Alright. Next is turning half a fleet into a bunch of flaming cannonballs from Flames on the Blue. I freaking love that scene. That scene is brilliant. I love it. It's such a great bit. I have also, now thinking about it, I'm also changed my mind on another point. I'm going to give Sayri a plus. I didn't think I was going to, admittedly, and I admit this is mostly just because of an overall. Yeah. Sorry. Bit of dribble. Anyways. Sayuri is one of those interesting characters where I feel like her arc is actually very engaging, and it almost feels like she is the main character of the Valmy's arc, and I like that. So, yes, Sayuri is a plus. Oh, I skipped over. I guess I skipped over that. Well, you know what? Let's give an external continuity plus to Tiki. Not the last one we will give her, by the way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. not the last one we're going to give. I mean, we're already at wow. I'm not gonna lie. I've already given more pluses than I thought to story than I was going to story. But then again, I love this cast. So what more can I say? You know. But yes. The external, yeah. So external continuity for Tiki, absolutely. Um. Frickin' cup. Anyway, hey. So, Owain may need no aid, but he does need a plus. Bad jokes aside, I absolutely love Owain as a character. He feels like he's definitely trying to. Feels like he's trying to be he the light in the darkness kind of a thing. And I love his scene with Lissa where it's revealed that he actually does have the brand on his arm. That's a nice touch. You know, basically some solidifying Lissa's position as exalted blood. Love that. And I have to go check something, so I will be right back. One sec. Sorry about that. It's a false alarm. So yeah, Owain is definitely a plus. Uh, wow. Then we don't get any more. Then we don't get any more pluses until Basilio. God damn it again. Basilio versus Walhart. Absolutely love the dramatic flair of that scene, and yes, it definitely shows all of the awesome um that is Walhart's power. I am also giving a plus to Yin Fei. Yin Fei is interesting in the idea of being somebody being forced to cooperate with the enemy. And his dialogue with both Crom and Sayri is just top notch, and I love it. So yes, plus there. I am giving a story plus to the confession scenes with Robin. Those are all really good. Well, okay, most of them are really good on the female, even on the female Robin side. But yeah, I mean, granted, there's a reason why a certain other character is going to be 3 negatives, but let's not get into that. I am giving Inigo a plus because yes, all of the yes for Inigo. Ego. Ego. So yeah. Uh, now I guess we'll go through the second generations that got story pluses. Kel for being powerful and badass. Cynthia for being hilarious and just awesome. Severa, screw the haters. She is more than a tsundere bitch. She actually has a heart and good characterization. Morgan for being an adorable ball of adorable and just being sadistic to boot. And while we're on the subject, I am also giving Wings of Justice a story plus, and the recruitment of Cynthia also gets a plus. And I need to correct the HUD again. So give me one sec. I'm kind of glad Laura's at the time recording this. Laura is currently going through FF14 right now. Because I feel weird giving this many story pluses. We have already exceeded Valkyria Chronicles, by the way. So unless I gave even more ridiculous amounts uh, of negatives, yeah, holy crap. And again, this is just on my notes. Never mind going through the audit that we're going to be doing after this, too. Oh, god damn it. Holy shit. Huh. And don't worry, there's going to be plenty of negatives, but Jesus. It'll be interesting to see where this lands. Oh, did I give Laurent? No, I didn't. Laurent was just basic, so that's cool. And I didn't give one to Nah, so there we go. Um, Next up, the Sword of the Knee. I love. There's just something about that entire final two maps for Walhart that was just yes, all of the frickin' yes. Um, that. Then we come to the Lucina confrontation. I'm giving this 2 pluses because it's a great it's the to me it is a great climax for Lucina's character, and I love how it changes it completely changes depending on whether or not you were married to Lucina or as male Robin, whether or not you've married Lucina if you're male Robin, or are Lucina's mother if you're female Robin. There's just something engaging about that. Also, fuck the imbeciles who say that Robin should have killed Lucina here. You really think Crom would trust Robin after his daughter gets murdered by a Robin? Like, maybe if it's the mother, on the mother side, but no. I don't see male Robin getting trusted if Lucina died there. I'm sorry, I don't. If maybe by Crom, but the rest of the shepherds, no. I don't buy that for a fucking millisecond. I really don't. Because to be blunt, if Robin was trusted after that, I'd call that bad writing. Completely. Anyways, enough bitching about YouTube stupidity. Did I give Invisible Ties anything? No. Looks like I didn't. And I gave it a gameplay thing. Okay. Okay, so now we move on to the Spot Pass chapters. So recruiting Gangrel is a great story moment for Crom and shows his growth. Oath. So that's really cool. Cool. That's neat. And I also like Irreconcilable Paths. It really is kind of nifty to the idea of Walhart just not being able to die. It's actually kind of a nice touch. Also, the Radiant Hero, Priam's Paralogue, is also really damn good in my opinion. It is honestly the best one in the entire. It is the best Paralogue in my opinion, and he is great as the super optional. Uh, Also, humor is 2 pluses as we go through the DLCs now. So, let's double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the next one. Alright, well, we're doing yet another one because I find the Golden Gaff to be hilarious and awesome. So yeah, absolutely gonna go ahead and say that. Uh, the Iron Jar recruitment of Lynn is awesome. Awesome, and I love that it seems like she's talking to the player rather than to Robin the character, and that's a nice touch in my opinion. Because of the characterization. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm gonna give. I'm giving a story plus to Death's Embrace. Death's Embrace was an interesting DLC in the sense that it was, how do I put this? In the sense that it was an interesting idea. The idea of of the Risen effectively being in a similar vein to the Borg, effectively being an undead version of the Borg. A Risen is a victim. You need to put them down to free them from the curse of being a Risen. I like that idea. Whoop, sorry. I like the idea. Yeah, and that's why that's a plus. I am giving 1 plus for each. Oh wait, no, roster scramble. Another hilarious DLC chapter. So I have to give it a plus. I am also giving 1 each to Harvest, Summer, and Hot Spring Scramble. Each of these have great characterization for the characters, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy every aspect of of it. I am also giving 3 pluses. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wow, I do actually have to move this over a little bit. Give me a sec as I move this over. I can't believe anything actually frickin' did this. Whoop. Nope. Move this. Okay, sorry, give me a sec. I just have to adjust my thing. Alright, so back to the story things. 1, 2, 3. Future past. I keep screwing that up. Fuck your naming conventions. Just call it the normal thing. Future's past. Future past. So this is the go help the uh child units in the future thing. This I enjoy immensely. I love it from a story concept. I didn't like this from a gameplay perspective, but we can get into that later. It was just engaging for me to actually go ahead and just to go and deal with all of that. Also, so 9. All right. Lucina's Awakening. Awakening scene. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Love it. Absolutely love it. Of it. It definitely works. That is a great epic climax scene. I am also giving a plus to the epilogue for Future Past because it is it is a damn fun ending, and I just love the note it leaves you on. If you're gonna do the DLCs, make Future Past 3 the final one you do. It is a fitting end. Apotheosis is just there and is just kind of is okay. But no, the real ending, in my opinion, is Future Past 3. So then we have have the Crom ending, the Robin ending, and the epilogue blurbs. I was surprised how much I enjoyed the Crom ending. By the way, if you're wondering why I call it the Crom and the Robin ending, it's who delivers the final blow to Grima determines the ending you get. So the Crom ending, if you let Crom deliver the final blow, actually works for what it is, and I feel like it actually is a very good, nice touch. The Robin ending, I actually like the idea that Grima is just permagon. Screw him, he's done, we're done, right? Never again will the Fell Dragon trouble the world. His resurrection is Robin's resurrection is a little iffy, but at the same time, yeah. So, that's the story positives. Before the audit, of course. Good lord. How many is that? Hang on. Hang on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 74 pluses to story. What? Jesus Christ. I mean, granted, multiple characters got 2 positives and one got 3, but Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my god. Granted, I am about to curb stomp this game's story into oblivion. Probably with the story negatives, but god damn. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. Whew, whew. Whew, be still my heart. Whew. There we go. So, I have exactly 0 story negatives on my first page. Age where I actually started having positives and negatives. First negative for 2 story is Aversa. Aversa is just not very good as a character, and honestly, I got so bored of her, it was pathetic. I got so bored of her, it was pathetic. And it really does irk me, you know? So, yeah. Um... Then... Then there's, of course... You know what? I'm actually going to play fair. Yeah, I'm going to give Valadar 2 negatives and Grima 2 negatives because both of them are really bad characters in my opinion, and there are just so many negatives there's just so much I could rant about with both Valadar and Grima that it's honestly just kind of pathetic. A story negative for Incursion. This is chapter 7. The hierarch being introduced, and suddenly he's a traitor. Fuck that shit. I'm sorry. Just, oh my god. No. Strangled Peace. That's the paralogue where you're trying to save the villagers who are running away in that snowy field. And that village turns them away because they don't want any trouble. Fuck that bullshit. I'll just go ahead and read you my note here. Terrible story about hypocrites. Easy to miss at least one of the 3 rewards, and only one is worth any kind of a damn. And, oh yes, you need to save all 3 of the villagers to get the one that's worth a damn. Also, this is the paralogue that gives you early access to buying concoctions, and the normal point is after chapter 8, which makes it moot, because this paralogue doesn't open up until chapter 8 does. Yeah. So, you can kind of see where we're going with that when we get to the gameplay section. Alright. The fake choices are the next negative. I'm not a fan of the fake choices. They detract from the enjoyment because you think there's going to be some branching narrative. They mean absolutely fuck all. And it's pathetic. Also, they masquerade as being worthwhile. So, no. Fuck them. After that, there is no more story negatives until the Hierophant, the Plaguean Hierophant. There's no reason to have Grima masquerade as the fucking Hierophant, and because there's no point. There's literally no point. Because he literally shows up for the beginning of the Volm arc, and then he disappears until the Grima reveal. The fuck was the point of that shit? Speaking of what the fuck was the point of that shit, Veladar's I am your father moment. It goes nowhere. It is literally a big-lipped alligator moment. Now, granted, they bring it up later, but outside of the flavor of the dialogue, it amounts to literally nothing. So, no. Fuck that plot point. Henry is a wash. I know that's going to piss some people off, but I don't care. He's a wash. Excellus. Fuck off, Mike! Ugh, sorry. Anyways. I have changed my mind. I am actually going to give Excellus 2 negatives, too. I was originally only going to give him 1, but yeah, no. 2 negatives to Excellus. He is such an irritating character. He's just a slimeball. He's a slimeball Krennic, but there's nothing engaging about him as a slimeball Krennic. He's evil, sadistic, and is an asshole. That's it. He's a Krennic, he's an asshole, and he's evil. Those are his 3 characterizations. That's it. He's also voiced by Spike Spencer. So, get in the Hellfire, Excellus! I'm not even going to explain that joke. Okay. Anyways, moving right along. We gotta move on to my next page. Man, I did not give as many story. I could have sworn I was gonna give so many story negatives here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wow. That means we are here. Whoop. God damn it. Okay, can you sit still? Hell, Mike, seriously. Fuck. Anyways. I need to hurry this up so that I can get through this. God damn it. Anyways. But yeah, no. I'm actually surprised I'm only at 12 negatives. Listen to me. I'm surprised I'm only at 12 negatives. Jesus. Anyways. I guess next up is Jerome. I don't like Jerome's character. He's just stoic and fate is cruel, and that's the extent of his character. I don't like that, if I'm honest. This one's gonna take some explanation because 1, 2, 3. Fuck Yarn. Here we go. Alright, so first of all, he's a coward. Problem number 1. And he has a massive ego. So, conflicting personality traits. Negative number 1. Negative number 2. Every one of his characters, each time you basically do a new support conversation chain with him with any of the second generation shepherds, it is literally hitting the magic reset button on his character arc. Negative 2. Negative 3. And this is the big one that even if you want to say the whole resetting character arcs thing doesn't count, this one counts as 2 fucking negatives in that case because, oh my god, why the fuck is why does he accuse his dad of adultery? Somebody fucking explain that to me. And if you say, comedy, I'm gonna punch you in the face because that's fucking stupid! I'm sorry for getting so angry at this point, but I hate this point so goddamn much. Here's why. Medieval society. Yes, I know, this is Fire Emblem, this is Nintendo, and yes, I know, this is Fire Emblem, this is Nintendo. Cut it some slack, Blue Wolf. No. I refuse to cut this thing any kind of slack. Why? Because, okay, if this was just random kids going back in time to meet their parents thing, I would have been like, okay, that's dumb, but I can at least accept it. But he came from a war-torn future! There is no excuse! You fucking screwed yourself out of your own excuse! Grow a fucking brain, Yarn! Gah! Anyways. Moving on. Next. He's 3 negatives, 2 story. I don't care. Ugh. Where are we at here? 6. No, that's right. That's right. Because Jerome and then 3 negatives for him. Okay. Alright. What next? So, the mind control plot point, I'm giving a negative to that. There was basically no reason other than to facilitate the whole idea of the Lucina scene. And while I love the Lucina scene, the mind control plot is just... no. I mean, maybe if it was Grima possessing Robin, then that would still work, but I don't know. The way they go about it is just, no, forget it. I'm done. Screw that nonsense. So yeah, the mind control plot, it is such a plot contrivance that I'm just like, no. The Grima revelation is also a negative. I don't like this at all. The Grima revelation, it is so stupid. It basically is just, here, let's just establish that this is Type 3 time travel, with Grima thinking it's Type 2 time travel. Moving on. 6, 7, 8. I guess I should explain the time travel types. Type 1 is time is a linear line. In other words, it's the idea is you can't alter anything or change anything because any time travel that ever happened always did happen. Okay? Type 2 time travel is you can change the timeline however you want. It's just a simple it's just one timeline. And then type 3 time travel is of course multiple timelines, multiverse theory in other words. And to quote Dragon Ball Z Abridged, multiverse theory's a bitch. Moving on. Do, 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 do. What else do we got here? So, yeah, I guess we're moving on to the spot pass chapters now. So, 2 negatives for Emran's survival. I really don't like it. It screws so many things, and it makes Emran's sacrifice all the weaker for it, and I hate that. So, yeah. Screw that sacrifice. Ghost of a Blade. We're just continuing the bull crap of let's continue with the whole Type 3 time travel thing. I don't need any more hammering in of the point game. Go away. A versus survival, 2 negatives, because they're trying to turn her into a complete victim instead of just letting her be a villain. And I hate that. It's stupid, and in my opinion, it's badly written. Because they basically just came up with a contrivance that Veladar was basically manipulating the verse the whole time. No, 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 fuck that. Also, Wellspring of Truth is pointless and pathetic. Even if it's a nice gameplay gimmick. So now we move on to the DLCs. Old Hubba is 2 negatives. I really don't like Big Hubba. I really don't. He's easily one of the most irritating characters in the entire game, and he really is just... His comedy just is not funny to me. And that's a similar idea as to what happened with Henry. It's actually why Henry was just a wash for me. Because if you find Henry funny, he's one of the funniest characters in the franchise. If you don't find his comedy funny, then he's just an irritant. And for me, he is literally just a headache because I honestly don't think he's a negative, but he does kind of start to grate on me after a while, after so long. So no. I should be occasionally checking my phone for any texts. Anywho. Champions of Yore 1 can go to hell for for basically mischaracterizing Erica, my personal favorite Fire Emblem Lord. Enough said. Exponential growth was not funny. Honey, I did not enjoy my time with it. It can go away. Hey, Anna's fake accent that can just go away on the drop of a hat is just no. Um. Oh, I missed one up here actually. I'm giving a plus to the 5 Anna firefight. I forgot about the 5 Anna firefight. I'm sorry. I didn't notice that. Whoops. Whoopsie. All right, but yes, I think that's where I think that is where we're at for the story. Okay, now I'm curious. Where are we with that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 28 story negatives. Wow. I'll be honest with you. That is about what I expected for story negatives, but I didn't think I'd get that high with the story positives. Good lord. That almost feels like it's mostly just the cast expanding it. Damn. Alright, now we move on to gameplay. This'll be interesting. This'll be interesting. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so the tutorials, those were fun. Those were good. They were well done. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I am going to go ahead and give an info in game plus. I've thought about whether or not I'm going to give an walkthrough itis negative. I'm just going to say no to the walkthrough itis negative, as it's only for specific aspects, and I don't feel any of them are really necessary. And eventually, though we'll get into one thing that this will lead to later, I don't think it actually hurts anything. Not really. I mean, the terrain usage is absolutely a plus. This, the terrain effects are just fun, engaging. I absolutely love it. You know what? I'm also going to go ahead and just give the Universal Fire Emblem Plus of the weapon triangle. I've always liked the idea of weapons having advantages and disadvantages, and I think the GBA games are probably going to have an advantage here in terms of how many pluses the weapon triangle will get, because there's actually 2 weapon triangles in the GBA games. So, but we can get into that. If we ever review any of the GBA Fire Emblems, which I do intend to. I am giving Pair Up a plus because Pair Up is a damn useful combat option, and I absolutely love using it, and it's fun as hell. Donnie is a gameplay plus because, god damn it, I love Donnie, and I love how powerful. I love that you have effectively a nuclear option in him. Basically, just train him up, and yeah, he will. Thanks to amplitude, he will actually gain stats pretty damn quick. In addition to everything else. So yes, absolutely. Um, Also, his paralogue, fun as hell, and I love the uniqueness of recruiting Donnie. If he levels up once, then he'll join the shepherds. If he fails to grow, back to the farm with him. Cool. I'm giving a plus to the options, as I feel like they are robust enough. They're not great. Sure, I said I wasn't going to give 1 and 3 houses, but at the same time, here, I think they work just because of the sheer number of things you can go ahead and work with. So, yes, I am absolutely giving a plus to that. Also, while I'm here, just to add to it, I'm going to go ahead and give casual mode a plus just because I like again, it's a nice little optional mode. I do still wish you could swap on the fly, but whatever. 2 Falchions was a fun chapter, and yeah, I enjoyed it immensely. That no, I'm actually gonna give that under story. Actually, I forgot to mention music direction, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add music direction because all of the yes for that. um, the saving random Annas and buying from them. The Amazon map. I'm gonna go ahead and give a plus to that. Very nice. Very nice and can lead to some great items if you have the money. Definitely. The sparkle squares and the barracks menu option. Both great ideas. And they both can definitely help out. Alright, so we're there on the gameplay axis. Okay, so that was the sparkles. Next. No, I'm going to call it a wash. That one we have to explain in the gameplay negatives. We'll talk about in the gameplay negatives. Reclassing. Absolutely giving reclassing a plus. It's the infinite road of options for different things. Sure, getting every class, getting every skill from every class and every weapon rank to max is ridiculous, and I don't recommend that. But the fact that there are so many options for how you customize your army is just beautiful, and I love it. Alright. So Renewal is a gameplay plus. I didn't give a lot of maps gameplay pluses, admittedly. Music. Need I say more? I love the music of this game. Bar none. Next page. Wow, really? Okay. There's a difficult. I'm giving a difficulty curve positive, and I'm also gonna spoilers. I'm also gonna give one a negative for the difficulty curve. The story difficulty curve is nicely dealt with, and the paralogs and everything are not, especially with the DLC. So probably gonna give 2 difficulty curve negatives when we get there, but regardless. A Man for Flowers. That was Inigo's paralog. It was fun, it was engaging, and I enjoyed it immensely. Wings of Justice was the exact same way. I enjoyed that. That very much so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the next one. Ambivalence. That Severa's paralog is engaging and fun, and I absolutely love it. Holy crap. Oh, wait. Instead of doing it like this, what am I doing here? There we go. V is the Roman numeral for 50, in case you're wondering. So that's, yeah, that's 76. So there. So. Alright. Let's see. Hey, so that was Ambivalence was the gameplay plus. I'm giving a plus to the child units in general for how customizable they are. Or I'm going to go ahead and give a gameplay plus to the skills. Gale Force and Ether. My note literally says Gale Force and Ether, enough said. Sure. Sure, Past Alex, sure. But regardless, I'm going to stick with that. Disowned by Time, Morgan's paralog, is a plus. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I will stand behind that. Shadow in the Sands, Lawrence Paralog was also another one that I enjoyed. So I'm going to go ahead and give that. Hit that one. Threat of Silence. That was the Recruiting Tiki Paralog. That was an engaging paralog, and I enjoyed it. I'm also giving Tiki an external continuity plus. This was actually something I debated for a bit. Basically, the idea here, and my justification for it is, Tiki shows through gameplay that she has gotten stronger by having her beauty sleep. So, yes, I enjoy the idea that she is stronger now because she is older and because she is wiser. And that is demonstrated in gameplay. IMO. The Conqueror is a gameplay plus that was confronting him outside of the capital. The Sword in the Knee is also another plus because I enjoy those chapters very much so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 more. What else do we got? I'm gonna go ahead and give a Yoshi Drums Plus because I like how in certain combats the music will change up. I think it deserves that. Absolutely. All right. We're almost there. We're almost there. I enjoyed To Slay a God, so I'm gonna give it a plus. It may seem weird, but yeah, no, I enjoyed Chapter 25 despite its crap. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we are there on the gameplay pluses, which is more than I thought, I'll be honest. So, did I give any of the Spot Pass characters gameplay pluses? Yes, I did. I gave Irreconcilable Paths. Recruiting Wellheart is actually kind of an interesting challenge, and I like it. The Wellspring of Truth is a gameplay plus. It is engaging as hell. And I did end up giving a gameplay plus to the Radiant Hero. So, yes, yes, and yes. Alright. Now, for the DLCs. Golden Gaff for being an infinite source of money, which is beautiful. Infinite Regalia, which has got some which has some good strategic options during it. For example, you can actually funnel enemies, and it actually works in that regard, so that's cool. Death's Embrace was a good, fun challenge, so that's absolutely a thing. Futures Past 3 was just fun AF. Apotheosis being the ultimate challenge of the game. All of the yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And is there anything else? No. Alright, so that's it for the gameplay positives, which is a lot more than I thought it was going to get. I will be perfectly honest with you. Now we move on to the gameplay negatives. Here we go. Let's go ahead and go through the gameplay negatives, shall we? First and foremost, the limited victory conditions. All of the maps are either defeat the commander or rout the enemy. Even the DLCs, that is literally the entire point. And yeah, no. Excuse me. So I didn't. Wow, the intro, the opening arc of this game is apparently really good because I didn't really give too many negatives. God damn. Um. No, I said a wash on that. Strangled Peace. Yeah, all the way to Strangled Peace for the next gameplay negative. Like I said when I was discussing it in the story negatives, you literally have to save all three of those villagers in order to get the one reward that's worth a damn. It's so easy for them to die. It's also a reason why one of the DLC maps. That is the exact reason I gave a certain other DLC map negative. So yeah. Moving on. Let's see. Wow, is that? Wow, that's it for that page too. What the actual hell here? Um, let's see. Wow, I really did not give that many gameplay negatives. I could have sworn I'd have more gameplay negatives to say. Hey, but yeah, no. So, as much as it pained me, yeah, I ended up giving a grind negative. The grind in this game is just kind of obnoxious, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. My note literally sums it up easily. Grind, gameplay negative. God, I hate to, but yeah, but yeah. Supports, catching units up, etc. Yeah, enough said, really. So, like I said, difficulty curve for the paralogs. I'm also going to give a difficulty curve for the DLC. God, the DLC really did have problems with its frickin' power curve, and it really shows just how bad it is. So, fuck weapon durability on legendaries. That is a gameplay negative. Fuck that garbage. I hate it so damn much. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Moving on. Noble lineage. I don't like noble lineage. Again, it's another one of those the villagers can get killed way too easily. Don't like it. Moving on. Next up is twin wyverns. Hate twin wyverns. And I hate twin wyverns. It's really bad. I'm honestly tempted to give it multiple negatives. You know what? Yes, I am going to go ahead and give it multiple negatives. I'm going to give it 2 because, God, it is so easy to get villagers killed on that map. It's ridiculous. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't bring flyers, you're fucked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So the next one is 10. All right. All right. All right. So I am giving not just 1, but 2 negatives to rival bands. God, I hate that chapter so goddamn much. It can go to hell. Ugh. Basically, you have to pick the difficulty of it, and if you want the best reward, which is just 10,000 gold, by the way, that's it. You have to fight. You basically have to have, instead of, it's jump your enemy count from 22 to 46, and there are several advanced units of generals, sages, paladins, bow knights, valkyries, and sword masters. Yeah. It's a pain. It's a pain. Fuck the gimmick of Daughter of Dragons, by the way. I just do not like it in the slightest. I'm also giving a gameplay negative to the Thread of Silence, which is the Tiki Recruit chapter. It's a cool idea, but at the same time, it's still just an endless wave of, like, nonsense, and I hate it. Moving on. Excuse me. I need to stay up. I'd have to have some coffee after this. Yeesh. Anyways, 5 Gemstones is another map I hate. It's boring, and it's boring regardless of whether or not you're going after the chests or just trying to get out of just trying to go and complete the map. It's really irritating. I don't like it. Moving on. And I find it boring, so yeah, that's a negative. So, the Dead Lords, they're a gameplay negative. Because, honestly, I don't like the idea of them just being here for the sake of being here. They're a cute reference to the Jugdrill duology, but there's nothing more than that. Like, Crom doesn't even say they look for... Are these the dead? There's no talk of them being the dead lords from the Jugdrill lore. It's just these risen are here, and that's the extent of it. What? Ugh. You know, at least Thracia tried to expand on the Dead Lords concept. Yeesh. They weren't even used very well in gameplay either, so it was literally just a bunch of enemies on the map. At least with genealogy, they were used in effectively they're an army coming after you because you've started to make progress on the final map. You know? In other words, they were actually designed in genealogy. Anyways, next page. So oh shit, I did give Invisible Ties a gameplay plus. Please excuse me. I didn't give Invisible Ties a plus on that spectrum. I am so stupid. I feel dumb. Anyways, but speaking of that, the Awakening chapter is just dumb. I hate the constant reinforcements, and it just gets dull after a while if you don't clear it quickly. Ugh. No, no, no. Alright. The Spot Pass maps only being available after Chapter 25. That's dumb. And that's all I have to say about it. I hate that idea. Why can't I recruit these characters earlier? God damn it. Recruiting Gangrel is a pain in the ass because you can easily kill him. and it's really stupid. 1, 2, 3. Fuck Hard Miracle. I hate Hard Miracle. The enemy... Okay, let me try to explain it. A Hard Miracle is... If I can stop bumping my mic... Sorry. Because my mic is flopping around, and it's pissing me off. Anyways. Probably pissing you off, too, and I apologize for that. Anyways. So, you're trying to recruit Emran, right? You're up against... you're on a map where it's very hard to get to the other side, and you have to... I think the objective is to defeat the commander, right? Here's the problem. The map is full of flying units that are constantly beelining for Emran. And if you want to recruit Emran, you have to save her. She has to survive the map, which is easier said than done. I mean, yeah, sure, they give you a rescue staff, but at the same time, if you have not been training up somebody to have decent magic who can use staves, you're fucked. You're literally fucked. And it's so stupid. And it's easy to screw up. So no, forget that nonsense. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is actually making a little more sense on the gameplay axis here. Funny enough. Alright. Ghost of a Blade is 2 negatives. I do not think it's a very engaging map. Trying to recruit Yin Fei is a bitch, and you have to do it with specifically Sayri. I remind you, you might not have you might not have liked Sayri enough to bother using her. So if you're wanting to recruit all of the Spot Pass characters and you haven't been training Sayri, either go grind or good fucking luck. So now we move on to the DLC. I gave Champions of Yore a wash. Exponential growth is a gameplay negative. I'm sorry. Why the hell are there so many of the Entombed having freaking counter? It just makes it irritating and dumb and defeats the whole point of the DLC anyway. Like seriously, what the hell? Lost Bloodlines, Smash Brethren, and Rogues of Redeemers are each set gets 1 gameplay negative each. Now, why? Because it's the same thing. Tons of enemies, and if you're just sitting there to let the animations play, you're constantly getting interrupted by dialogue. It's irritating. Gameplay negative for each one. Oh, except there's actually 2 gameplay negatives for Rogues and Redeemers because it is a difficulty spike from hell on top of that. So, yeah, no, fuck that. I don't like the 5-mana firefight. I hate the lack of rescue staves being able to be used, and it really gets frustrating and irritating at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am giving 2 negatives to Roster Rescue. It's because it's the same gimmick except worse with Daughter of Dragons, and that's the whole the walls crumbling and repairing themselves. I hate it. and it's really irritating. It's a good comedy bit, but at the same time, it's just bleh. Get it the hell off my screen. The scrambles were all washes gameplay wise. For the same reason a strangled piece was a negative gameplay negative, I'm giving Future Past 1 a gameplay negative as well. I gave Future Past 3 a positive, but yeah, I hate it. Hate it. Which leads us to Endgame Grima. Constant waves of constant enemies. Constant, constant, constant. Pain in the ass. Enough said. So, now that we've done all of that, finally, it is finally time, at long last, for the audit. So, I use Lore's system, therefore he has an entire list of different things that he keeps track of what he gives positives and negatives for, and that's what the spreadsheet is that I am consulting is for. So let's start with the story. Do I think the animations I'm gonna give a wash to? Ooh. Atmosphere and tone, meh. Babylon 5 effect, not really. Background lore, eh. Banter, no. Branching narrative, fuck no. I gave a negative for that. Camera work, not really. Characters, I've given several. Several cinematics, yeah. Consequent storytelling, meh. Cutscene incompetence, not really. Dialogue, meh. Doodads, no. Empty text, not really. Endgame, postgame, and optionals, I've said my piece with that. External continuity, I've said my piece there. Fake drama, they avoided that. Foreshadowing, not really. Humor, yes. Integration and segregation of gameplay. In story, not really. I'm just going to call that a wash. Internal continuity is meh. Intro, lighting, meh. Localization, should I give a localization plus? You know what? No, I did. I did. That was the Lucina. That was the Lucina mother stuff. That's right. That's right. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Missions don't really apply. Moments, yeah. Music direction, I gave plus. NPC set dressing, not really. Outros, I gave a couple of pluses for those endings, so yeah. Pacing. You know what? In terms of the story, yes, I think I am going to go ahead and give a pacing plus. I mean, I don't think this game needs any more pluses, but yeah. Do I feel like there's any padding? Not really. Plot, I've said my piece. Party absence, eh. Princess Peach segments, there are none. Which really would have actually helped a great deal, in my opinion, but oh well. Sound design, meh. Story sequencing, meh. Storyboarding, eh. Storytelling mechanics, meh. Themes, nah. Visual continuity and visual storytelling, not really. Voice acting, ah, yes. I'm gonna give a plus to the voice acting. I think the voice acting was well done. Voice direction is fine. World building, meh. And the 10,000 years thing, meh. Because I don't think there's really Doctor Who syndrome. Not really. Really. It is a little on the 2,000 years thing is a little ridiculous, but I'm willing to give it a wash because they don't dwell on it. It's just there. And basically is for the excuse to have Tiki be beautiful. Let's just call it what it is. Tiki be sexy, yo. Alright, So AI and enemy design. Now we're in the gameplay. Meh. All roads lead to Rome. Branching? No. Animations. You know what? Yes, I'm going to give a plus to the animations. I know some people say the animations are boring in this game, and frankly, I don't know what game they're playing because I like these animations. Damn it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means we're there. That's funny. Audio spam? Nah. You know what? You know what? I'm actually going to give that under story. As weird as this is going to sound, I'm going to give an audio spam negative under story. The reason being is I feel like the system voices are the only real audio spam. And yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it in the story stuff. Especially considering sometimes it makes absolutely no sense. So, auto battle, the auto battle's fine. It's whatever. Alternate leveling mechanics, there's really none. Backtracking, not really. Bestuary, there really isn't one. Bosses, meh. Bugs, no. Builds, no. Built-in cheats, nope. Camera, nah. Choices, absolutely not. Co-op, there is none. Controls, or whatever. Core combat, and the core mechanics slash RNG. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to give a plus to the core combat as I feel it is fun. I've always enjoyed this kind of combat in Fire Emblem, and I am going to go ahead and because I don't think there's too much RNG screwing going on with this game because the growths are actually reasonable. They're a little on, it makes it a little on the easy side, but I actually do like that there isn't much. You aren't really going to get too many times where your characters will get RNG screwed. In a single playthrough, you might have one, maybe two if you're really unlucky, characters that will get RNG screwed. And reclassing also kind of eliminates any reason to worry about that. So, yeah, absolutely. Cosmetics, no. Crashes, no. Difficulty curve, I've said my piece. Difficulty options and mutators. I know I'm in the minority, but I did give a plus to casual mode, so we're good there. Durability, yeah, I've said it's a negative because of the legendaries. Early game, mid game, late game, meh. Encounter rate, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give a gameplay negative for the encounter rate for being too damn low, in my opinion. Mostly just because, again, yeah, no, you know. Now you can force it, but I do think the Risen should appear on the map a little more often than they do. Enemy variety, nah, not really. Endgame, postgame optionals, I've said my piece. Fast travel really doesn't apply. Graphics and sprite work, meh. Grind and leveling, I've said my piece. Guidance and flow of exploration, meh. Hubs and towns, no. HUD, well, the info in game, I would put that more there. So, hyper beam or hyper fail moment, there really isn't one. So we're gonna call that a wash. Integration and segregation is a wash. Interface Ace is, I think it's fine. It is what it is. Intro, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm just gonna say meh on that. Actually, no. You know what? From a gameplay perspective, I am gonna give the intro a plus. Screw it, because it's good tutorialization and it works for what it is. So there's that. Kit, it, and classes. Reclassing, I already gave a plus two, so we're good. Launch doesn't apply. Levels and stages. Ages, meh. Level scaling, I've already, doesn't really apply. Lighting, meh. Lives and penalty for failure. Ooh, that's a good question. Am I going to give the Crom and Robin fail state a negative? Yes, I think I am. Crom and Robin dropping to 0 HP, and that's game over even on casual is really damn dumb. Log, meh. Map, meh. Mid mission checkpointing, no. Mini games and optional modes, nope. Missions, meh. Mod support, nope. Music, I've said my piece. New Game Plus. Am I giving a plus to the Renown own system? No. I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. The Renown system is fine for what it is, but it's not really the same as a New Game Plus. Not really. Not in the same way uh uh Three Houses applies it, so yeah. Excuse me. Options, I've said my piece. Outro, in terms of the gameplay, I gave a negative to Endgame Grima. Overall design is fine. Pacing, in terms of gameplay. Pacing slash padding. Um, nah. I think I'm okay with that. Power progression curve, I've said my piece. Princess Peach sections, there are none. Quality of life features, meh. Replayability. Yeah. Duh. Just duh on that. Railroading? Not really. Raspberry Jam and Beetle Leaps? Meh. Respec? Reclassing. Save system? Meh. Sound design? Meh. Strategic layer and building? Eh. Nah, I think we're good on that. That would go under the core combat anyway. Terrain design is ain't meh. Trash design, it's fine. I wish it was a little bit more. Tutorialization, it's kind of but I've said my piece about the tutorials. Unintentional skipping, unskippable cutscenes, nope, definitely doesn't apply. Variety in the units, yeah. For the allies, I will go ahead and give a plus to that. Viscerality, how powerful do you feel? I definitely feel powerful in this game. Fuck yeah. Visual continuity, navigation, visual distinction, meh. Walkthroughitis, meh. Yoshi drums, gave a plus. So that's it. Alright, so what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 78 positives and 20. 9 and 29 in negatives. Alright, so 78 minus 29. That leaves us with a grand total of plus 49 to story. God damn it. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 46 gameplay positives and 30 and 35 minus 35. 6. Okay. That means we are looking that means we're looking at plus 11 to gameplay. That is a hell of a lot bigger on the story than I thought it was going to be. Plus 11 on gameplay. That intrigues me. But then again, that also tracks because there is a lot I like about this game's gameplay, and there's a lot that I don't like. But this is actually kind of interesting. 49 to story though. Damn. I might actually have to rethink my whole class 7 is my favorite RPG protagonist crew. Oh, because of this score. God damn. 49 characters. Or 49 plus final score plus 49. God damn. Of course, there was a lot of a lot of positives and a lot of negatives going into both of these scores, so that actually tracks. God damn. I'm actually impressed. All right, so yeah, full tilt. Fuck the haters. This is a great game. My opinion, anyway. So, yeah. Damn. Over a net score of effective. That is effectively a net score of plus 60. That's impressive. Huh. Yeah, I stand behind that statement. It tracks for me. Well, that took a while, but here we are, guys. God damn. There it is, guys. I hope you have enjoyed my thoughts on this. Um, I've got some things to do today, so hopefully in the next couple of days I'll go ahead and I'll. Hopefully sometime soon I will get that rumination style video recorded. God damn, guys. I enjoyed playing through this game. It took me longer than I wanted it to, but honestly, I think the results speak for themselves. So until next time, I do recommend getting this game before before the eShop closes. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and jot down this final score. Plus 49 for story. Gameplay plus 11. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope if you've stuck through this 2-hour rating session, I applaud you. So until next time, Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers signing out. Have a good one, guys. Play Fire Emblem Awakening.